I'm supposed to be the one you can trust. I feel so useless 'cause I let you down. I hope there's some way I can make it alright, 'cause I know that you deserve much more than this. If you give me one more.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. It's an engaging and enlightening talk show on life, relationships, and the business of life. Grab a cup of juice and just chill. Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Live life. Live fully.
Now, I want to talk about resilience. I want to talk about communication. I want to talk about mindset. This is Omobola Stephen, and welcome to Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Now, I have an expert on the show who is going to be focusing on this important topic, Dee Woodridge. Now, Dee Woodridge is a specialist on resilience, mindset, and communication. She's a gifted spiritual counselor and clinical hypnotherapist. Now, Dee also is a best-selling author and writer of numerous self-help books. Now, welcome with me on Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen, Dee Woodridge.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you today and your audience.
Thank you so much. Now, I'd like to meet you.
What I do is I'm a success coach, and one of the biggest tools I use is hypnotherapy. And people come to me basically for learning resilience, communication, and mindset. So I use those three superpowers to help people get what they need. I help them break out of their shell and learn to be a more confident person and live a more fulfilled life.
Oh, right. Now let's talk about the myth about self-confidence. So can we talk about it? Are there things that I need to stop believing now?
Yeah, let's talk about confidence. Many people have an issue with confidence, and that causes a lot of anxiety where people, they stop showing up for their life, so they're basically silenced or stuck in some way because they're afraid. So, or they don't believe in themselves. Confidence is doing things anyways, even if you fail, trying and moving forward, even if you're not sure. And the confidence comes from the knowledge that I'm going to be okay, even if I fail. I'm going to still be amazing, wonderful, gifted, talented, loved. I'm still lovable. And if you don't have that sense of self, then it will stop you from doing many things in your life.
Absolutely. Right. So now the question is, as an expert in your field, how can you tell if someone has a faulty or negative mindset? Are there any patterns to watch out for?
Well, everybody can tell if you have a negative mindset because of what comes out of your mouth. So if you always are looking on the downside. So two people can be in the same room and watch a movie, and the one with the positive mindset can come out and pick out all the great things that happen in the movie. And the person with a negative mindset will pick out all the bad things or the things that weren't so great, because they're programmed to look for the fault. Whereas if you have a positive mindset, you're programmed just the opposite, to look for the silver lining. It's easy to look for the things that are bad. So you have to work on looking for the things that are going well. I think that we are programmed to look for the things that don't go well, because if we do, we can stay safe. Because you are looking for danger things that will hurt you, things that will make you feel bad. So you're always on the lookout for those things. But many times there is no danger. And if you program just to find the danger or the things that will hurt you, then you're going to miss all the wonderful things in life. So,
definitely.
Yeah, don't you have a friend that's negative? We all have somebody that
A lot.
is a
A lot.
Yes, we all have those people in our lives. You go, hey, look at this cup. And they go, even though the cup says love, they would go, why would they write that like that? And I'm just like, but the cup says love.
No,
But they go,
they're
yeah,
so
but
pessimistic.
yes, they will find whatever. They go, well, the cup is chipped. And I'm like, so what? The cup is chipped. The cup says love, but they will find that chip in it. That's the negative person. It's hard to be around those people.
Definitely. Now, as a gifted spiritual counselor, what have you done and what can you do for me?
Spiritual counselor, I help people tap into their upper three chakras. The chakras are the energy centers in the body. So the lower three. I'm just going to give you a quick crash course on chakras. Chakras, there's thousands in the body, but there are 7 main energy centers in the Hindu practice of this. So the lower 3 are all about being here on the planet, being grounded, safe, and having happiness here in the physical body. The upper 3, which are the throat, the third eye, and the crown, are all about self-actualization, self-acceptance, and connection to your higher power, your spiritual self, your God, your source. Many people live their whole lives just in their lower 3 chakras. They don't look for any guidance outside of themselves. They think everything they have to do it themselves. So I help them open up their heart. The heart center. That's why my business is called Heart Centered Institute, and I wear these hearts. Yeah,
Right.
because the heart is the gateway to connect the upper 3 chakras with the lower 3s. So in spirituality, if you don't open up that connection through from the heart, if you don't open that up, you're doomed to fail, because if you don't know how to do everything. And
That's
we
right.
have guidance from our ancestors. We have guidance from our God. We have guidance from our spirit guides and our angels and people on the other side, or even parts our higher self, our spirit, that will guide us. So what I do is help people tap into that energy.
Oh, great. Thank you so much for that. Now, how can you produce new
Oh, new
results?
mindset. Yeah. So we were talking about the negative mindset. And what kind of results are you getting when you're negative? You may make some progress, but it's not going to be as big of progress if you were positive,
That's
because
right.
negative energy pushes people away. It repels. Positive mindset brings people in and around you because it feels good. And when you're positive, you're going to keep going.
That's right.
You're going to keep trying. You know that life is full of obstacles. It's full of dips and valleys, but it's also full of peaks and mountains.
That's
It's,
right.
right? It's also full of flowers. In that same garden, you can have flowers and you can have weeds. It's what you focus on is how you enjoy your life. So if you focus on the flowers, you're going to have a more enjoyable life than if you focus on the
The
weeds.
weeds. Yeah. Fast art, it seems to be a commonplace. So what strategies do you have as an expert, that you can provide for any of your clients with anxiety problems?
For anxiety problems, if you are having anxiety, if you are in it and you're having it, going to diaphragmatic breathing and being mindful. So that's if you're having it. So what you want to do is prevent it, prevent the anxiety. So how you do that is start working on your confidence and your self-esteem. And There's many books out there. I have a whole program called Mind Shift Membership that helps you through it. I have a free course called Kick Fear in the Face, and it's all about helping people overcome stress, fear, and anxiety. Anxiety is caused by our beliefs. Anxiety is a higher level of fear. So if you're feeling that anxiousness all the time, you have to ask yourself, what am I afraid of? That's the first thing you do is, what am I afraid of? And you start having this conversation. You could do it out loud or in your head, and then listen, and yourself will say, well, I'm afraid of being embarrassed when I go and talk to those people. And then say back, well, what will happen if you to make you embarrassed? Well, I don't know how to cook lasagna. What will happen if you make the lasagna and they don't like it? Well, they won't invite me to bring food again. Well, what will happen if they don't invite you to bring food again? Well, you keep drilling down and you get to, I will be alone. They won't invite me. So that's the worst case scenario, is I will be alone. But what if that's not the case? What if that's just what you made up in your head, that they won't invite me and I'll be alone? What if you're wrong? What if you make the lasagna and they love it? What if you make the lasagna and they don't like it, but they still invite you? So the thing is to drill down to that worst case scenario and then switch it to the best case scenario, or one that you are happy with, and then stay with that and keep moving.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. It's been Lawali by Omobola TV. Now, I've been having a what discussion with Woodridge, who is a specialist on resilience, mindset, and communication. She's also a spiritual counselor. Now, Woodridge, I want to ask you this question. Now, can we delve into hypnosis?
Yeah, so hypnosis is a beautiful tool that I use and I help myself. I help people go into a trance-like state to reach their goals. Many people are afraid of hypnosis because of television and because of what we see in the movies, and they think it's mind control. It's not. Hypnosis is a form of extreme focus and relaxation. That's it. It's a natural state, and we go in and out of this state every day. Before you go to sleep, you're in hypnosis. You're in that twilight state between sleep and awake. And that's how it feels to be in hypnosis. You can still talk, you have control, you're not going to give away your secrets, you're not going to do things that you don't normally do. You're just going to be focused on the work that we're doing. So I am a hypnotherapist, so I use hypnosis in a therapeutic way. So I'm bound by my certification to help people. So I'm not going to say, can you bark like a dog? I might say, stand up and fight the person that's hurting you, but I'm not going to do anything, ask you to do anything silly, because you won't do it anyway. You would say, like, what purpose is this? So that's why I use hypnosis, because it's fast. You get results quickly.
Oh, great.
Because you change the mindset quickly with hypnosis.
Oh, all right, great. So what's the definition of a good communication?
Communication is the ability to transmit your thoughts and then receive an answer. So doing that effectively. The difference between an effective communicator and a communicator is the result. Some people think just talking is a good communicator if you can talk, but if you're not a good listener, then you're not an effective communicator.
That's right.
So that you have to be strong in both areas to actually get your point across. Repeat what you're saying. use the right body language and inflection when you're talking, and when you're listening, give people space to describe what they're saying, to and listen to understand, not to answer. So if I asked you a question, I need to wait for you to answer it and give you space for you to answer it, and then try to understand exactly what you're saying. Even if I don't agree, I accept that that's your point of view. So that's effective communication.
Oh, great. Brilliant that. Oh, so now the thing is, what if I choose not to have an open communication with the person in my life? Is there any other option?
No.
Why do you
How
say so?
how are you going to get by when you don't have open communication? People can only take so much of you ignoring them. Here's the problem with when you don't have open communication. You start to assume things. You start to take things personally. And you're not speaking your best. And all of these are part of this book called The Four Agreements. It's speak impeccably. So if you don't have open communication, it's only your way. And you start gossiping about people. You say bad things about yourself. And you begin to take things personally. So if you said something to me like, Dee, I don't like your cup. And I would say, and if somebody who doesn't have open communication, they're not going to ask you, why don't you like the cup? They would just take it personally. Like, you don't like me. And when you don't ask questions, you start to make up things. You start assuming. You start to go, well, she must have meant this. You said this, or you meant this. And you could be totally wrong.
Now, Dee, I want to ask you this. Now, what if in a situation you're a very open person, you have an open communication with this person, but he or she is not just giving you the attention you needed? So what are you going to say to that?
If the person's not giving you the attention you need, then why are you spending your time there? The open communication, like I said, it's both ways.
That's right.
Both ways. So some people are really good listeners, but they don't give back. So how does that make you feel? Have you ever spoke to someone when you talk to them and they don't say anything back? Even if they're really nice, how do you feel when that happens?
It doesn't feel so good.
It's not effective, and it's not good. I mean, and many times with children, parents they will scold and talk to the children, but children don't get to speak back. So children feel disempowered. They don't feel like they have any say or control of their life because they don't get to speak back. So it's not open communication. So when they do grow up and allowed to speak, many times they leave. Or one of the things that I do is help women find their voice, because they could be in a relationship where they're not allowed to speak their mind. They could be at a job or in a career where they're not allowed to articulate what they feel and what they think is right. And it starts to eat away at them, and then they get sad and depressed.
That's right. It sabotages their true happiness.
Yes. Yeah. So open communication and speaking up for yourself is so important. Otherwise, you're going to be miserable because the energy goes back within you and you feel hopeless and helpless.
Oh, thank you so much for that. Now, fine, we are saying that communication should be symbiotic also, give and take. It should be effective. Now you have someone in your life and you're communicating like open communication, but the person doesn't really give you the feedback. At that point, you needed the communication going. So is it worthwhile to still hang around the person, or just push the person away, or is it manageable?
It depends on you. So it is. Some people, like my husband, he's very introspective, so I will, and I'm a very
outgoing,
and I speak all the time. That's what I do. So I'll go, blah, 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 blah. And he'll just look at me. bothers me so much. But what I know about him, because we've been married for over 25 years, he says, I'm processing. Everything is going on within. So what we do is we respect each other. He goes, everything that's in your head, you say it out loud. Head, I don't say it out loud. So I tell him, I need to hear from you because it feels like you don't care when I say these things. And he said, I do care. I just don't have the words yet. Give me some time. So I say, how much time do you need? So I had to learn. I had to learn to give him that space.
That's important.
And I did that for him because I love him. But if it was somebody I didn't care about, I'd just be like, goodbye.
That's right. I understand where you're coming from. That's it. I totally understand that. I appreciate that. I have any project you're working on?
Yes, I have two things. For people that have anxiety or people who want to learn to be better communicators, who want to have to get out of fear, I have a free workshop called Kick Fear in the Face. Kick Fear in the Face. And you can go there by going to kickfear.dwoolridge.com. And it's DEE Woolridge.com. So kickfear.dwoolridge.com. And for the people who are ready to jump into managing their mindset, getting positive information, inspiration, and motivation every day, I have a membership called Mind Shift Membership. Mind Shift Membership, and you can get there by msm.deewoolridge.com. msm.deewoolridge.com. And on that membership, I'm really proud of it because everything I know that I've learned over the last 25 years, I've put into that membership. And it's things that will inspire you every day. You will get information every day on all of these three areas, resilience, mindset, and communication. There are free things for you to download. There's audios, there's hypnosis, there's meditation, there's worksheets, there's free courses. There's so much information that's packed into this membership. So there's the two things that I have for people that want coaching, but I can't coach everyone. So I made these two things for people to access wherever they are around the world.
Oh, great. Wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
All right. Do you have any parting word for my audience?
The parting words are to think about if there's anything that's holding you back from reaching your goal. If it's fear, do it anyway. Do it anyway, because you'll see that you will extend your comfort zone if you do it anyway, and you will probably acquire a new skill. And then when you acquire that new skill, celebrate.
Great. Thank you so much, the Woodridge, for coming to Live Well Live by Omobola Stephen. Now, I need you to always stay safe, all live life to live fully. It's Omobola Stephen signing out.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. It's an engaging and enlightening talk show on life, relationships, and the business of life. Grab a cup of juice and just chill. Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Live life. Live fully.
I never felt the way I do about anyone but you.